Jackie and Laurie Kilmartin.
Hey, I'm opening with a sales pitch. Let's. I'm going to channel my inner Elliot and see how that works. Guys, it's the Max Fun Drive, and Max Fun hosts our podcast, and they're why we're able to do it. And it would be great if you could join Max Fun. You could join at a low level of $5 a month. If you're killing it, you know, some people are killing it during COVID. If you're Jeff Bezos, join at $20 a month.
If you're Jeff Bezos, could you please join at $1,000? And could you please not join at $1,000 a month, but instead raise everyone's wages?
Yeah,
at Amazon,
lowering their wages by $2 an hour. Like I think the definitely at some stores they're lowering the hourly essential.
I'm going to get us back on track.
Oops. So anyway,
Max Fun is an audience supported, which means that we're free to make the content you enjoy, which is this. This is the content.
And you know what? It's on you if you enjoy this content. That's your don't blame us.
So people like you can contribute if you can contribute. And so if you want, here's how you do it. You go to maxfun.com/join.
.org.
Oh my God.
.org/join.
Thank you, Laurie.
Because it's not because we're not it's not a capitalist venture. It's .org because everyone's fucking broke.
Right. Huzzah. We did it, you guys.
Mm-hmm. So please go to MaximumFun.org/donate and donate what you can.
Mm-hmm. MaximumFun.org/donate. Okay.
There we go.
I love it.
All right. And theme song, and here we go, like normal.
Oh, okay. So, I was waiting for a theme song. This is good. Well, though. Now we have only 59 minutes to fill, which to me it seems like pushing a boulder up a hill today. I don't know.
Wow.
But you know what? I'm counting on you to carry us.
Me?
Yes.
Well, all right then.
You're okay with that.
You're backlit. I thought about bringing the ring out. That's
I'm so fucking tired of looking in this ring. I'm tired of Zoom. I'm tired of talking to this computer. I'm tired of it.
Are you? Here's I agree 100%. This morning was just thinking about how for some reason I am in the kind of mood where I just want to break my life. There's nothing wrong with my life, and I could break it if I fucking wanted to, but then I would have a broken life. And so, and whenever I think I want to break my life, it's a sign that I am clearly mentally unwell.
So wait, you're like would breaking your life be like what I did yesterday, which was when Netflix said, what comic would you want to play you in a movie? I said a white male comedian, so it would get on Netflix. Is that what you mean by breaking your life?
That is exactly what I mean. That is exactly.
I noticed you didn't even like that tweet. Wow, Jeff, you're clear of me.
Do you know why? Because I have survival instincts. Because whenever I think to myself, hey, how would I want to break my life? It is something like that. It is, yesterday I did the Crown Cup on Twitch.
Oh, right.
Which, one of the comics, which I will not name because that person didn't break their life publicly. Okay. I'm just going to say, so yesterday we were, but he texted me during this Crown Cup.
Wow, you already gendered him. Jenny Yang is out.
In the clear. Good. In the clear, Jenny.
In the clear.
That's it. I will say that the women were better sports for not being kind of pissy, you know?
Yes.
Because there were a couple comics who were just like, why is this such a mess? And I knew why it was a mess. It's the first time they're doing everyone from home. There's 23 different servers. I didn't even get to play 2 of the games. And I was like, that's kind of a bummer. And then I thought, it's fine. I would have died anyway. And I still have their setup. But the thing is 2 of the comics were telling me, so you can be anybody, you guys, but they were bitching about the gig a little bit, and they were just saying, and then they said something positive, which was, this is like the best paying college nooner. So, because it's not, and it's the first time they're doing it. They don't know what stand-up comedy is. They saw At Midnight and thought we should all do it like that. And we were, because that's what the comedy was. The comedy was these interstitial kind of, here's a word, riff on it. And the riff was kind of long. The riff was a little long. It was a minute.
Maybe they should have paid comics to do a rehearsal show. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was, I mean, it was a 15-hour gig, this thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That they paid me an enormous amount of money to do.
So is that a real check then? You said you weren't going to believe it.
Any minute. We're real close. It was, SAG knows about it, so it's got to be real. It's got to be real, right? Because SAG will get mad. Yeah.
Sure.
And,
is this a health insurance getting check?
I don't know. What do I need for health insurance?
Oh, I don't know what the minimum is. It's not super high for SAG, I thought.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd
be
great.
Fucking amazing. Wait, I almost want to stop to figure. Never mind.
Well, maybe Kyle can look into it while we.
Why am I excited about someone else's health insurance?
Because you're a good person, maybe.
No,
just in the moment.
No. Absolutely
no, that's not
a good
absolutely not.
Please.
Okay, so the other thing that I did this week was remember several episodes when and this has happened. I think 2 episodes we've talked about Mini Muffin Monday money should be used for corporate comedy.
Well, yeah, you've talked about it. Yes, I can't even say the phrase Mini Muffin Monday. It hurts. It hurts my lips. It's too many M's.
That's because you have a job that occurs in an office that has the greatest spread ever. Like they buy you guys lunch all the time.
Oh, that's over. We were just talking about. In fact, we had a long running supply of flips, which are those pretzels that are covered in a chocolate looking wax, but not actual chocolate. And it was just nonstop. Everyone sticking their hands into the bag, grabbing 2 flips and then putting one back because you don't want to take 2, right? And somebody else grabbing that grabbed flip, and how gross we were for, I don't know, 10 years, and how that will never be again. And that's okay.
Wow. Okay.
I see any message in the chat. Did you?
I put in the SAG-AFTRA availability for insurance or eligibility for insurance.
How much is it?
It seems to be Plan 2. I seem to be eligible for Plan 2.
Dude, that is amazing.
That'll be great.
Have you done any other SAG work that will put you up to Plan 1?
I don't think so.
Okay. Like no TV show in the past year.
You're just throwing salt in the wound, Laurie.
Sorry. All right. Never mind. I'm going to back off.
How would you respond to that? But I know that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. I don't know what that means though. Does that mean that I immediately cancer Kaiser? That seems dumb. That seems
no. And you said cancer instead of cancel, which
Freudian.
is a terrible omen, and you need to walk that back immediately.
All right, cancer. Maybe that's the name of the title. Cancer Kaiser. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think I do anything with that, right? I think I just keep plugging along and keep paying for Kaiser.
Yeah, for now. Yeah. But investigate it. Find out when that kicks in. Like usually, it's like 3 months after you reach the threshold or something like it. It's like that's
okay.
Like when you get a writing job, you don't immediately get health insurance. You get it 3 months afterwards.
Okay,
so
that's interesting.
Yeah, terrifying or interesting.
Well, it doesn't feel like, first of all, I'm married to Safety Mouse, and Safety Mouse wants us to have a landline and insurance at all times.
No, you should. You're right. He's right.
I've never had health insurance before meeting Andy Ashcraft.
No.
I know. I was a comic.
Well, you know what? I was the same way. I didn't get it till I got a writing job. No, I didn't pay attention to it.
But that you took the writing job to some extent because you had a child, and you were like, I need health insurance.
Well,
right? No,
I mean, I didn't have it with Tough Crowd. There was no insurance. It wasn't even Guild. Mm-hmm. It was the good graces of Viacom.
Okay.
which
I was
are
just
horrible graces, by the way.
I was looking into voiceover work for cartoons if it was union, because
It is.
and it's union now, like, or
Yeah.
at least the ones that are Warner Brothers, not
Right.
like, not Naruto. Naruto is not.
Oh.
Yeah, my friend
Well,
who has been the voice of Naruto for 400
Yeah.
episodes gets,
But is
Yeah.
is that because the company that produces is out of Japan?
and it's not Warner Brothers, right? So it's not,
Could she, in theory, go to Japan for all surgeries?
ooh, I don't know, possibly.
All right. Well, we must also look that up right now during the podcast.
Right. Well, and productions are back too. Anyway, so I did the corporate. I did the corporate thing, which was really fun. By the way,
Yeah.
it was
That's
literally
a separate gig.
it was the separate gig that was this thing. The Twitch thing was fun
Yeah.
when, I mean, hanging out with 8 comics, or it was 5 other comics, right?
Right.
And we
That's
all
heavily dependent on who the comics are. If that's
get this, super supportive.
Okay.
It was incredibly supportive of everybody. Was great about laughing at each other's relatively lame jokes. We did because it was
Had to keep it clean.
we kept it clean. One of the streamer guys kept fucking swearing like F-bomb. He seemed like kind of the Rogan-y gamer streamer dude of gamer streamer land.
Right.
Like the chat was entirely about, we want to see more Nick. We want to see Nick Merckx. We want to see more Merckx.
That's how guys get Showtime specials. I mean, I'm sure if that guy is streamer funny, he could have a streamer hour on Netflix, on whatever. I mean, that's how
It
the
was
MMA
amazing.
guy got.
The only annoying thing that was said during
Talking over my career suicide. Go ahead.
well, and the only annoying thing that was said, because the host, he had, he seems to be just a streamer gamer dude himself.
Yeah.
And he was the host, and he was talking to, I don't think he's a comic, but he was saying how he wanted to see the Nick Merckx guy do stand-up.
Oh God.
More than us.
Oh my God, Jackie.
And it was incredibly rude.
Oh my God.
He was like, okay, all right, man. It was weird that he said that, but it was the only thing that I remember. Like, it took me out of the entire gig to go, what the fuck? Okay.
And know how hard stand-up is. They think if you're a person, you can just show up and do it. They don't get it.
They don't get that we're not people. They don't understand Kilmartin. They don't get it. That was the only thing that literally pulled me out of it. But we all riffed and we played the game. And I have to tell you, there's this my favorite streamer. I mean, my streamer guy that was on my squad. First of all, incredibly nice.
Yeah.
He was an amazing gamer dude, as was our Prime Twitch dude. But he was also, I think, one of the nicer. I mean, not anything like any stereotype or anything that you hear about gamer dudes.
What was his name?
His name is Cypher PK.
Okay.
Sypher PK.
I'll check in with my expert in the garage.
Exactly. But this woman who won, her squad won with Eric Griffin was on her squad, and it was her name is X Choco Bot something. It's like 2 X's in the word Choco something, and she had a voice like Sailor Moon, and she would be like, "I'm kind of."
I don't know what Sailor Moon sounds like.
Oh, that's because you have a boy child who watches anime instead of a girl child that watches anime.
Wow, coming hard for me.
I'm just saying, you've seen the darkest of all anime. You haven't seen the happiest of all anime, and it's a Kilmartin anime is what you're seeing. You're seeing a Kilmartin boy child anime, and but Sailor Moon, she murdered everyone. She was I put a picture of her up on Instagram because I was like, follow that fucking woman because she's a monster. She literally was like, yeah, I'm going to come and find you and kill you. And then bam, 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 bam. She had the most kills. She was brutal. That's
cool.
Yeah, and I think they gave it as a tie to the Nick Merckx guy, which might have been a tie, but I think he got the tie because of the chat, because you got points for how much the chat liked you too. But I think she murdered him every time. And I was like, you go, sister. You freaking go.
The chat is like an audience that loves a hack, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
can't
that
pay
is exact. You
to
can't
the
win the...
chat.
Yeah, Jenny Yang was like, I won't be reading the chat. Thank you. Is correct. And then Trevor Noah and Sarah Silverman, they both came in to do the
Wow.
bonus rounds.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, I made this shit ton of money. They made this shit ton of money for 10 minutes and an hour of rehearsal.
The fuck?
Guess who's got a shit ton of money? It's going to
industry.
be, it's going to...
This
Each.
world is so wrong that, you know what I mean?
I don't know. It's no different from feudal times. There was still the 1%, right?
Hey, feudal times is wrong as well.
Right. No, you are
Wow.
correct. Yeah. I was just like, and
Jesus.
so I didn't make the first two games, like, because there were technical problems. And so I put in the Discord group chat, I said, hey, I'd like to keep my Alienware setup, please, as consolation. I'd like to keep my tiny fist of a laptop that you sent me and all of this awesome gear. And the guy who helped me set it up, this guy Mark, was like, I told you could keep the headphones. And the headphones didn't work. I had to use my headphones. Wow. And but the headphones, they're very nice headphones that will work on Andy's computer or somewhere else. Anyway, but it was hours though. It was hours and hours and hours of amazing. I mean,
Right.
and the comics were great. It was Eric Griffin and Ron Funches and Brian Posehn and Adam Conover, and then me and Jenny Yang.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so
wow.
those are all good, nice comics who are fun to hang out with. And then they had a talent chat
Yeah.
where we kept it together. But people did text me separately to say the crummy things they wanted to say.
Sure,
and then
of course.
I had to say the crummy things I wanted to say.
It's a version of you're sitting at the table at Hermosa Beach, and then you take it to the hallway with somebody.
That's it. You take it out of the green room into the hallway.
That's right.
That's
Sometimes you even go into one of the other rooms. That's when you know shit is serious. But
oh
if you
man,
can
you know the
whisper it on
dinosaurs.
hallway.
You know, there's that there's Richard's office
Right.
that you can just sort of scooch into and do some But
Yeah.
then if you go out and you go, which I think to that other office that's right there.
Towards the front of the club, towards
Yeah,
the street.
yeah, toward the street. That is I've only seen like the old school dinosaur dudes who are like, we've been coming to this club for 30 years. I don't have to sit in the green room and eat my steak.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
That's the way that goes.
Well,
and
so I am going to maintain some illusion of youth by never going to that office. If we ever
yeah,
get back to
yeah,
comedy.
you're probably correct. And here's did you do sets this week? Let's talk about
did.
stand-up comedy.
Okay, I did Jenny Yang's
you
Comedy
did the-
Crossing. It's so much fun. Okay,
That is
so
so
you're doing
great.
it next week with Margaret Cho.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
that'll be great.
August 1st. I'm doing.
Yeah, their
so
next
August
show.
is that I think it's in 2 weeks. The August 1st. It's
Yeah.
called It's Comedy Crossing, and it's in the video game Animal Crossing on Switch. But you don't need to have a Switch or Animal Crossing to either see the show or be in it. She made an adorable icon for. Did she make you an avatar?
Yes, Amber Preston ran me. She did my avatar. Yeah, and yeah, so people can log in on Zoom and watch your avatar tell your jokes.
Yeah, that's.
It's really cool.
Could you hear the laughs?
I could.
Okay.
There was only a few people that were allowed to laugh, but they were there. And I didn't understand it when she told me, but it was like when I had looked at other comics that had done it, I was like, all right, I can figure it out if they can.
Right. Right.
But it was really easy, and it was a lot of fun. It was just different a little different, even though I'm still looking into this, Zoom Halo
Right.
light and stuff, but it was really fun.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, it looks adorable. She got a Now This plug.
I know.
That's pretty
Yeah,
great, right?
that is great.
And people can buy tickets. And she said that was on the Now This anyway. That she's already donated $8,000 to a bunch of Black Lives Matter and supportive
our
jail
shift.
stuff.
Yeah, went into, I think it's paying off convicts whatever they owe in Florida so they can vote. Like they have to pay their court fees, I think, before they're allowed to vote. And the Supreme Court just the Florida
Validated it?
electorate voted to not have that law, and then that was overturned by Republicans in Florida, and then went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court goes, well, it's not unconstitutional, apparently. That's how they read it. And it was
it's a fucking poll tax.
Totally.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this goes to pay that stuff off so that everyone in Florida can vote.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it's a shit show out there. It's getting bad. It's been bad for 4 years, but when it ramps up another level of civil war,
oh my God,
it's all very disappointing.
Well, and COVID, it's weird. Like there was this video yesterday taken in a McAllen, Texas hospital. Did you happen to see it?
No.
Okay, so I think it's in a COVID ward, and the beds are within 2 feet of each other. Right? They're just packed in there. There aren't enough beds. Some people are sitting in a chair. And can you imagine being so sick with COVID, you go to the hospital and you can't even lie down. You have to sit in a chair. It was horrific. And this person
in Texas?
Yeah. The person who took the video went around the whole ward. I don't know, at least 20 people you saw in this very tiny space, ended on the sound of zipping, and then you get to it and it's a body bag being zipped up in full view of at least 6 other people who have the same virus that this person had and just had passed from. Fuck. And there's no iPads, there's no one communicating with the outside world, right? And I like, as awful as my mom's situation was, it was like she was in the Beverly Hilton now when I look at that,
Yeah.
She had her own room and constant communication. It's awful.
Yeah.
So it's so depressing and sad, and I don't know.
Yeah, I talked to my brother Russ, who's a stats guy, and he loves the stats, and he has been following the stats like a crazy person for the last 4 months.
Oh.
But the weird thing, he's sane, but sometimes he's so in the numbers of it that it sounds like he said to me, "Don't you wish you had already had it?" Wow. And I was like, no, I wish I will never get it. How about that? And he was like, well, but if you had it, then you would have the antibody. I mean, you would have had it. And I was like, yeah, what about the long-term lung and blood vessel problems?
Yeah.
He was like, they actually haven't done the studies on that. And I said, right, which is why I don't want to get it ever.
You don't want to be an entrant in a study.
No,
one woman, one Van Nuys woman had sustained her. The other thing, there's the other stat where having it doesn't protect you for very long. Having the antibodies protects you for a minimal amount of time, but
not forever. And then you have
and then it's like by the time this drops, there'll be new information.
Fantastic. I don't want to get it. I had a very popular tweet yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
With the brunch. Yeah,
the brunch comedians.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes. So we drove to get comic books on Ventura Boulevard in between Chester and Sepulveda, Andy and I. And so there's a couple of restaurants that have streets like outdoor, but there's people in line to go to brunch. And they're all standing next to each other, and most of them wear masks, but some of them are not wearing masks. And Andy called them brunch covidians. And I was like, that's hilarious. And so I tweeted it, and then he was like, that's not my line. I can't remember who
Oh, no.
And I said, all right. So I put it I added another tweet that said, it got a laugh. I don't know who wrote it. I'm very sorry. And then Andy looked it up on the Urban Dictionary, and it's been around since May.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
at least it's in the Urban Dictionary, and
Well, someone came up with it first.
yeah, someone came up, yeah, and I would love to credit that person, but I was like 4,000 clicks. You are in a rarefied. You get 4,000 clicks every couple of weeks. This one doesn't.
Hey,
And,
did you get new followers from it?
Don't know. But Dana Gould retweeted it, and for 30 years I've had a comedy crush on Dana Gould and his comedy and him
Yeah.
liking me. I always want him to like me, to like my comedy more. And
Yeah.
he's probably like, it's fine.
Oh, that feeling never goes away with some comics.
Yeah.
Notice me, pet me, think I'm good.
I think all comics, and
But I mean,
so
when you feel that way to
this
a
would be what I look like if I had dimples. Hi.
wow, you are really driving the conversation away from your crush on Dana Gould. I understand. I get it. You shouldn't have been admitted to it because I'll never let it go. You made a terrible error, Jackie. No, but you have crushes on comics, and you always want that person to acknowledge you. And when
Right.
you do, it's still not enough.
It's still never enough. But
Never enough.
I will say it's been really cool playing the video game. Like I played with Eric Griffin and Ron Funches, and both of those guys are such great comics and super funny
Yeah.
and good people, nice
Yes.
men. And
And
so,
Ron's a gamer, right?
yeah, they're both gamers, and they both
Okay.
have. And Eric has a really nice Twitch channel too that has pretty good followers and stuff. When we were practicing and we played on Eric's Twitch channel, like he broadcast it out. I don't know how to do that. I have a Twitch channel now. Don't get too excited, people. I don't know how to use it.
A couple shows are doing that, where they send it out to Twitch, like they just have a few Zoom audience members, but they don't.
Oh yeah,
You don't have to
I've
deal
done
with
once.
muting 7,000 people and trying to figure out who's rustling and making noise and
Yeah,
stuff.
I didn't do a long set this week because I have got to reconsider. I've actually figured out. I've figured some shit out. I've gotten the number of. It was a big week for me getting emails regarding my act, and
Oh,
so
wow. Yeah.
it was they were helpful. I mean, it's fine, and
Yeah.
it's especially that gender bit, which affects so many people and so many people feel so strongly about.
Mm-hmm.
So I did hot tub on Monday, and I literally just went into the joke defining the terms, and I was like, okay, and actually found a couple of new lines in it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I think that's the way to go forward with it this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I didn't do a long set. I did do that mini muffin corporate thing, which was funny. And I love calling it that, quite honestly,
Okay.
because we had mentioned it, and so a
Is
very
it
nice
just
man.
one show?
Yeah, a guy named Lee emailed me and said, "Hey, I've got a team. I got a crew of about 20 people, 10 maybe, and their partners or spouses, and who might watch the show. How much would it cost?" And I forgot that I had defined it on this show as $100 for 10 minutes. And then I said, but if you want a half an hour, I'll do it for 500. And if you want 45 to 60, I'll do it for 2,000. And
There you go.
And I told Andy that, and Andy's so funny. He goes, "What you just told people is that you want to do 10 minutes." And I said, "I'm willing to do 10 minutes for $100, but if they can, and $500, that's a month of mini muffins, right? And if they're only going to
Jackie,
do
they're
it
not that expensive.
for every Monday, it's at least
Yeah.
30
Flips. Now you're talking flips.
flips.
Yeah.
The fake chocolate
Yeah.
pretzels. Okay, all right.
Well, that's cool.
So I did a half hour.
Yeah.
Booked me for a
Oh,
half
nice.
hour. So it was an okay paycheck.
Yeah.
And if I could do 6 of those a week, that'd be headline money at this level. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And and then I get to work on a half hour in front of and they were all adults. So I didn't do my weird I didn't do the dirtiest, the cock ring joke. is I say
Yeah.
the word cock ring. It's not super dirty, but I say the word cock ring, which by definition.
In front of employees that work together, it is a little, it'll cause people to go, are you laughing at that? And that takes away from whatever.
Right. Right. So,
want to handle that, you know?
right. I said, I'm going to do, the filthiest I'll do is the exciting world of married sex. Yeah. How filthy is that?
I did a birthday show, but I had kind of just said yes to the gig without,
Yeah.
I skimmed the details.
I have 2 of those coming up.
I put the time up on my calendar. And then the show started, and it's kind of everyone sort of knows each other. And I think those are like the least fun corporates because people want to chime in. And they're fun if you decide you're going to go into the audience, I think. Okay. Then it's like, okay, make fun of my friend Barbara or whatever. But they also feel comfortable tagging jokes because it's you're more, it's almost like
it's
you're
conversational. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, what am I working on right now? All right, full steam ahead. And maybe they weren't the best jokes for Lauren's 40th birthday, but
but she was happy to see you.
I hope so. And maybe I think the other comics picked up the load. They did a little more crowd work and stuff like that. Not a fan of crowd work on Zoom. I'm just getting tired of Zoom.
You got Zoom fatigue.
Yeah, the audio problems you have to worry about, and the fact that you can't like really lose yourself in comedy. Like when you're on stage, the audience is there. There's a pact right between you, and it doesn't exist with Zoom. And so, in terms of like you finding a lot of comedy in the pauses of stand-up, it's not going to happen because you have to manage the pauses, right? Like when you're on stage and the audience is beneath you, right? They're below you, they're at your feet or whatever. There's a fear of you because they know you can see them, and if they make a noise, you can go, who made that noise? And you can talk to them, right? So they're in a little bit of fear, but that tension gives you the space to find jokes, right? In existing material.
This is an interesting glimpse into the inside of your process and your brain box.
Well, it just doesn't exist now.
And that's how you that's how you find new bits. That's amazing.
I mean, I'm just
in those bits. Like there's offshoots.
But that's also how crowds are quieted, because you're a physical presence. You're elevated, you have the mic, and they're afraid of you. That's why they're being silent a lot of the time.
I always think that that's the inner dialogue in my mind is that they want me to do well. And so they're just attentively watching me, hoping for the best, and then are happily, almost entirely always pleased.
Sure,
but
that's also.
But you think it's fear related, okay?
But what you described could also be described as fear that you won't do well.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
What I'm saying is they're in a state of fear, right?
Hey,
and
speaking of which,
fear that we're going to forget to do the second Max Fun ad.
No, we're not. Let me just finish this. We want them in a state of fear, okay? Because that gives us
that tension,
the dominance, right? Because we're basically doing crowd control. Okay, in a way, that's part of stand-up comedy is controlling the crowd.
In a way, yeah.
That's one of the many things you do as a stand-up comic. So that helps. That gives us a bit of authority, is if they're a little afraid of us.
Right.
And in Zoom, we're all equal heads in portrait gallery, and
but you can see into their homes. You don't. That doesn't give you the same sense.
Oh wow, you have walls. Hold on, let me do my wall check. Like, who cares? Everyone has the same house and the same fucking couches. Okay, it's not that. It's not the same.
No. I understand the disconnect that you're feeling, and I am sympathetic and even supportive. And you're fucking over it, and I get that. In other news, let's do Comic of the Week, and then we'll do the Max Fun.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Sophie Buddle.
Yes, Sophie Buddle.
Buddle.
Yes.
Very dry.
Very Yes, very dry.
Very funny.
Yeah, very low key delivery,
Yeah.
Where I was like worried. I was like, is this her first time on stage? And then boom! No.
No, turns out Sophie Buddle.
Which is a very exciting sort of, in terms of fear. It's like, oh, is she going to do okay? Oh my god! Yeah, she is.
The clip you sent me of her made me laugh so hard because she got introduced with all the pomp and circumstance of an introduction.
Yeah,
and then
it was
she
a
comes
JFL
out.
event.
Yeah, and then so she sat there. She just walks out and goes, "Hey."
I know. I was like, wait, what are you doing?
And then literally just sat in that silence.
Yes.
Felt that vibe from the audience, which was probably fear. You're correct. But Sophie Buddle, and it's at Sophie Buddle, SOPHIE.
It's at Sophbuds.
Oh, is it?
It is at Sophbuds. I'm on it right now. SOPHBUDS.
Oh, okay.
She's Canadian.
Well, that'll happen.
Even better.
with the funny people. There's so much.
But I think she has an album out now, or like last week or something. So check her out.
Well, I went to her. What I thought was her Twitter handle, which was at Sophie Buddle, and it was a pinned tweet. But we will double check, and it will be in the notes in any case correctly. Sophie Buddle, people, do it.
Wait a minute.
And let me look.
This feels like it might be her. Sophie Buddle looks like her art page.
Oh, interesting.
Let me ask you.
Also really cool.
We're not Canadians. Is Sophie Buddle a common Canadian name? Are there Sophie Buddles all over Canada in every province?
Well, Sophbud follows the art one, so I assume it might be like that they both exist. She might be a polyhyphenate.
Oh.
Wow. Hey, let me tell you guys something about MaximumFun.org/donate. I get emails every week from people who value the show. They love the show. They want in on the show. They like to give their 2 cents, and they like to celebrate how well we did. And then they value the work, of course, of other shows on Max Fun. You know, Emily Heller's show is really great. And there's the thing about online shows, whether it's on Zoom or it's just a podcast you're listening to, we're all listening and consuming a lot more of this nonsense. And it's been hard on all of us, but having a familiar voice to make us laugh and think and interact and feel normal. There's been I've been told to read
tell
something.
Me about this podcast. I'd like to listen to a voice that makes me feel soothed and
sort of
comforted instead of yours.
It's extremely important to some people, and if that's you and you're able to join, I encourage you to do so now. So you go to MaximumFun.org and you /donate, and you can give $1 a month, you can give $5 a month, and we have a pin, you guys. We have a pin, and it's a clock, and it's an enamel pin, and it's very funny and adorable, and I kind of want one, and we don't get them anyway. But you get to access that as long as you get a bunch of bonus content as well, and you'll be able to access that as long as you're a member. And there's a whole lot of it already waiting for you from before. If you choose at the $10 a month, that's amazing. You get a Max Fun membership card, the pin, and you get the bonus content. And if you join at $20 a month, I don't know, you get what do you get?
Game
you get
pack with custom dice.
And
custom playing cards. Yeah.
All with Max Fun designs. So go to MaximumFun.org/join to become a member if you can, and that'd be great. Oh, and if you want to support and are with a little bit extra but aren't able to upgrade right now, you can check out boosting your membership by an amount between levels. It doesn't qualify you for the gifts, but it still directly does support the show.
So you can go from like 10 to 12 a month, something like that.
Ooh. Yeah. We'll
or as we call it, a power move.
That is very powerful.
It is powerful. And of course, we want to thank you and everybody who's the healthcare people, the retail people, the grocery people. Those are all essential jobs, and we're grateful for the work you do, and we hope the show's a good diversion, and in some way we're supporting the work you do in return. So
if you guys think about it, how important the listeners are, imagine how dark this show is if there's not an audience.
Right, just yelling into the void. Which is why I'm wearing a microphone, because then I'm not yelling into my computer. I tend to lose my voice if I don't have the mic. And
that might be it's pre-COVID. I would say that's a very much of a Kyle Cease, comedy self-help look. Is that kind of mic, right? But we'll all be wearing that shit when we come back. Why even bring a mic stand and go through the trouble of plugging it in while you're trying to make the same jokes the other comic did when they plugged theirs in? Why not just come on stage with that shit already attached to the side of your head, right?
I remember the first time I saw someone with a headset mic, and it was Titus. It was Christopher Titus.
Right. Yeah.
97? 90.
Yes.
96.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, what a fucking tool bag.
Yeah.
And now and Chris Titus is nothing but a
Who's
super
the tool
nice
bag
guy.
now, Jackie?
It's me, as per usual. You know, when you point a finger at someone, you're pointing 3 right back at
No, because when I point all 4 fingers.
Karate chop?
That's how I get I'm off the hook that way.
Off the hook. I felt
I know.
The sentence just ended, you guys.
Deflated like a balloon.
I did Sam Barella's show, the Instagram show, Quarantine Comedy. Have you done it yet?
No.
He does it every single night, and like Monday through Thursday, I guess. And it's a quick set, and you have to do it to your phone. You have to do it into Instagram.
On your because it's Instagram,
right? And so that was like a welcome cure from Zoom, because I don't know, I was in a weird mood, and I just sat in a chair and curled up and just did my set to like my phone in my hand.
I did my set for that show in bed.
And
nice.
It just felt so different, and I really appreciated it. And I was like, I think I actually came up with tags on that. I felt like, oh, this is how I used to feel on stage for some reason. I don't know why.
Different venue, man. Different
venue, or just different. Yeah, I guess so. Just not the rigid standing in front of this fucking.
Right, the same black background on It'd be nice if the Zoom background, not the background behind me, but the Zoom background itself, you could change the skins on that.
You can.
But not the like I'm in gallery view and I could see all 3 of your face. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about how you could see the black behind the 3 squares.
Oh, right. Oh, the way Zoom's interface looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that might break up my life.
Yeah. I see. Like the old MySpace skins. Zoom skins. Oh yeah.
Sure.
But you couldn't show it to anyone, and half the fun of MySpace was having people look at your sparkly site, right?
Sure. And we put this up on Patreon and then just on YouTube on Wednesdays, so people can
but they wouldn't
actually watch
They wouldn't see our Zoom, our personal Zoom interface, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, right. It would just be Kyle's, because Kyle's recording this, because he's the one.
I guess so.
I did an Instagram with Pepitone. I did In the Bunker with Pepitone this week, and it was super fun.
Is it the Bunker show that's actually normally inside that rich guy's house in LA?
No, I did it on Instagram. Okay. It's it wasn't a stand-up thing. It was Eddie Pepitone actually has sort of I think it's a daily podcast on Instagram called With Eddie Pepitone in His Bunker.
Okay.
And it was, I just got to talk to Eddie Pepitone for 40 minutes.
That's
It was
great.
delightful.
That is delightful.
Yeah.
Did you do a set, or was it just a conversation?
Just a conversation. I farmed jokes into the conversation because,
Sure.
I would actually be very good at panel. Everyone should look into that.
Well, Jackie, why don't you have a parent die? That will fast track you onto panel.
Aw.
I know.
I've already had 2 parents die. It was, so how was your
I didn't
birthday?
think
Your birthday was
about it.
just.
Yeah,
I got to get out of
understand.
that dead parent thing.
I didn't think about it. I thought about it a little bit. I got a joke out of my son's complete lack of interest in my birthday. That's about all I got. That was the gift I got, was maybe a new joke.
Right, and you had to give it to yourself. At some
I know, I have to work on it. It's like I have to put it together. It's like I gave myself an IKEA table or something.
Right. At some point, your son is going to have to realize that other people have birthdays too, and he's going to have to man up and start drawing a picture of a flower and handing it to you.
He said he's working on something for me.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, it's going to be a while.
And he's making me a cake right now, and he doesn't know that I like pie. But
well, you guys, you haven't been together that long, right?
I should use my words. Except that he's making me a cake that I had of someone else had made, and it's a really amazing cake. His buddy Tom had some strawberry cake. But the thing is you make a whole cake, and then you're gonna eat a whole fucking cake. That's what happens when you have a whole cake.
Do you like frozen cake?
I like ice cream cake. What's frozen cake?
I recommend putting a cake in a freezer, pre-slicing it, and putting a little like wax paper between the slices, and then you just have.
Is this like the chocolate that was too rich? Is that what this is like? Is this
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I want to eat a whole fucking cake.
Well, I'm saying it's hard to eat a frozen cake, Jackie. So I'm just saying it's a way to slow yourself down.
Slow it down.
Enjoy the cake.
Pace yourself. Enjoy the cake. All right. Agree. Approve.
Here's what happened is like I got a lot of new Twitter followers after my mom passed away.
That's right.
But I'm getting a lot of earnest replies to jokes about my mom. And
right. That's not what you're looking for.
Not looking for that. Like it's just a joke about my mom or grief or something. And then people just, send a lot of hearts. It's like, you don't have to, don't send broken hearts under a joke, please. Now you are breaking my heart.
If you could just get the joke and the fact that it is very, very dark, and if I don't laugh, the thing about grief and stand-up comedy together is that you have to make those jokes. Nobody does want to see a comic cry. That would be, who wants to see, that's sort of the real emotion that we saw on this show was moving and wonderful. If it continued for another month, we would no longer have a podcast because I am a piece of shit and I don't want to be there for you. I'm so sorry. I would have to come and stand. I would come and stand on your porch. How about that?
Part of what I was upset about is that you were the person I had to go to for support. That was as devastating as my mom's death, quite frankly, that Jackie is the one that's got to hold me up right now.
Well, now
what anyone wants.
Now we're both offended. Congratulations.
It's weird. Like I've had earnest feelings and responses this week to not just my mom, but other things. But I don't want to go on about them earnestly. I'd like to solve them comedically, right? And so
I totally, yes.
That's a joke topic. I don't know.
Yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, I am interested in all of that. I am interested
jokes, yeah. Wow.
And I have to say that I saw that I think Eliza Skinner and Ron Funches both did that in studio live stand-up show where the Zoom was projected all around them. Did you see that on Instagram?
I didn't quite understand. Were they physically someplace else, or were they?
They were physically someplace else. I don't know if they brought their own mics, but it was approximately 7 actual humans standing about 3 feet away from each other, and then they send it to Zoom, but your audience is on Zoom, but they project the pictures of each of the audience members bigger on a big wall.
Mm.
So again, a different venue, which is so necessary.
We're all adapting and we're getting good-ish at these kind of shows, but it's a sop.
It's
not
and
what we want.
What did I get? I got 2 I got a call from Jared from Bloomington this week.
Oh, Comedy Attic.
Yeah, he was the last sort of brick and mortar gig I did.
Right.
And he was so funny. In March was the last brick and mortar. It was an amazing weekend it was spooky, of course. Because it was March 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Right. I was in New York that weekend.
And I was Carmen Morales opening for me. And and it was funny because Jared was like, "Doesn't that feel like that was 6 years ago?" And I was like, "It sure does."
What are they doing? Are they selling food or anything?
He is not. They're allowed to open.
Interesting.
But he's pushing it to Zoom, like Acme.
So is he going to open the same way with minimal audience members?
Yeah.
And how many did?
He said it was probably 20.
And masked?
Yeah. And he insists that everyone has to wear their mask at all times.
Yeah.
The audience.
So no drinks, or is there going to be like a drink?
Well, he said that
or?
if you were, he said even the rules is even if because he is serving food and drink, but if you are drinking you have to wear it so that if you have a cough or if there's something happening, it's right there. You can bring it up. It's kind of, it's very Jared. I mean, Jared thinks this stuff through so much, right? And
I feel like he's going to enjoy enforcing that too.
Who wouldn't? It's I liked our interact. Who do we interact with about your idea about it was Roy Wood Jr.
Roy, yeah.
Yeah, and
a lifeguard stand inside like Target or something.
Yeah, just so comics could get to do some time. 6 feet up in the air, and then we're 6 feet for sure from people.
Yes, and what are we? Looking down on the audience where we're supposed to be and they're afraid of us. Jackie, I'm telling you, my theory is right. Stand-up comedy is so many things, but it's also that dynamic as well.
I believe, yes, I think you are correct. And I couldn't face doing the 2 shows again because I was like, it's not that I'm sick of the material, but I'm sick of the material, right?
Yeah, no. Because I understand. I feel the same way about stuff.
It is, and it's not that I'm.
But it also feels like you're at the same comedy club every time. Here's the thing, like you can keep working on a chunk and you're going from club to club every week or whatever, no big deal. But here I keep showing up in this room in front of this computer, even if it is a different audience, it feels like I fucking did this yesterday. It feels like a Las Vegas show every single night in a way.
Right.
And it's exhausting.
That's exactly.
And it doesn't feel fresh. And you're like, I just told this joke yesterday in this outfit, in this room. And it doesn't feel the same as a new club or a new audience.
Yeah, you are correct. And which is why I'm in the garage right now, because I just spent a week in the guest room. I was like, and Andy's been taking different Zoom meetings, and we're moving to different rooms in our tiny house. I'm just like, I just need to be in the living room right now. Maybe I'm going to be in the kitchen. Going to have I might do a comedy brunch kind of in the kitchen.
What we got to do, got to start having little mini comedy clubs at different places in the space you live in.
Right.
Okay, do a show in your kitchen one night. The next show, do it someplace else, so at least it feels a little bit different.
Maybe I'll do it with the tomato plants behind me.
Yes, you got a yard. Use that yard.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to?
I'm already hearing about those fucking plants. Show me those plants.
Oh yeah. The Pulmeri is blooming, and our dragon fruit is both blooming, so it's pretty cool. Are you still sitting by your tiny pool in the front yard?
Yeah, I am. I haven't been there as much as on the porch, just
with the dog.
Yeah, just hiding from neighbors and stuff like that. But watching neighbors, I fucking love a porch, right?
Yeah, porch is nice.
Yeah. So
I dropped those apples off for you, and I knew that they were apples. They had to be
Carol,
apples. Blymeyer?
Yeah.
Oh, and she didn't
delicious, and they were picked the way I would pick them. Okay.
Which just makes them more disgusting. Anyway, so but the thing but I will say that your joy was very nice, and but I will say that when I posted my address on the Patreon for people to send cards and stuff, I also posted, don't send fucking stuff because then you're giving me flowers. Because I don't know when I'm going to make it over to her house. Well, Carol didn't get that message, and because I don't know if she's in the Patreon, you guys. Anyway, but if so she sent apples, and I knew they were apples, and I knew I didn't want them, which is why I drove over to your house.
Oh my God!
If they would have been flowers,
with a $50 bill that insulted me, and you would have kept my apples had they been chocolate.
Oh, I did drive that chocolate over. I didn't know what those were either, but that's fine. I'm not as big of a monster as I make it out, or am I? Where are we? What is happening? Is it enough?
It's gotta be.
We've
gotta
got
be
about
like 55.
we got about 5 minutes of show left, and then a 1-minute ad.
4 minutes of show.
There we go.
4 minutes
I'm
of
not
show.
made of stone.
Okay, so let's plug. We have our show at Flappers.
Amazing.
On Zoom, the 27th, Monday, the 27th.
I will say this is the lineup.
PM. The lineup is savage.
It's
insane.
It's Jen Kirkman. It's Jessica Kierson, Jackie Cation, 3 JKs, by the way.
JK.
I will be contacting some LK comics for the next one. I like shit to be even.
What about Swisher? We could get LS.
Yes.
Laura Swisher. Aaron Jackson, Ada Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ophira Eisenberg.
Yes.
Insane.
Monster
so we have
lineup.
5 headliners plus you and me.
Yeah.
It's a great show. Come out for that.
Outstanding. That's Flappers, July 27th, 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Buy a ticket, we could pay the comics, and people get to make a little bit of money.
Yeah, it's nice. And then I'm doing Animal Crossing on Comedy Crossing on August 1st. That's Jenny Yang. There's an Eventbrite for it. I'll find the link. And
2 more minutes.
4 minutes.
I said 2 more minutes.
Oh, 2 more minutes. Okay.
This is like holding a yoga pose, and you're like, oh, please let the instructor release me. And
you do have a bit of
they
a
seem
Rain
to
Man.
have gone to the bathroom.
You're rocking a lot again.
I rock a lot when I'm standing.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you do this podcast standing.
Well, I have a standing desk that I of course hate at the moment.
Sure.
This is how I do most of my shows.
I was just playing with my fake dimples. You guys,
we could end early rather than subject people to substandard conversation.
The fake dimples is definitely a code for let's get out.
Well, it's been great.
My co-host is poking holes in her face.
Her
with
phone
her
is visibly in camera frame.
I bought a new phone, you guys, because my 6 Plus S that I've had for 1,000 years finally crashed.
What do you have? You got an 11?
I got an 11 Pro Max.
How much did it cost?
$3 million. It was, I believe, almost $2,000.
Damn. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I just made a giant bag of money doing Twitch thing. And it replaces everything. Like, when I do get to travel again, like, I don't bring my laptop on the road. I bring and I do everything from the phone.
You can't write on a phone.
I don't write on a phone. I write it with a piece of paper and an old-timey pen.
Whoa.
Okay.
What do you do? Do you write on a computer?
Yeah.
Laptop?
Yeah, I have an iPad, and I got a little case for it. I experimented with a couple cases. Lenmark I found to be the best case that has a backlit display, keyboard display, etc. And it's like having a little laptop.
Oh wow! With the iPad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is your iPad new?
I got it December 31st of this year in Chicago because I was like, oh, I'm going to get it. I should get the write-off at the last second for 2018. And so it's called my Chicago iPad because I got it when I was at Zany.
Yeah, it's definitely time to go.
Yeah. But you know what we should do first is thank all the people who are going to donate to the Max Fund Drive.
Exactly.
Good call. Hey, you guys, if you've gone the extra mile to become a Max Fund member, thank you so much for making this show, quite honestly, possible. We're able to create content independent of outside influence because of our audience. What would that outside
And we have no sponsors, that's why.
right.
Outside influence.
What would the outfit?
No one wants our seal of approval. That's what hurts my feelings. I'm listening to this other podcast, these fucking sex addicts and their stamps.com pitches. No one wants us. What the fuck?
Anyway, we can't thank you enough for supporting us.
This is why we need all of you.
If you haven't had a chance to become a member yet, you can do so at MaximumFun.org/join.
All right. Anything else we want to say before we go?
Nope.